Let's start with just the normal distribution. I know that you're probably sick of hearing all about this normal distribution at this point, but in stats we're obsessed with it because if we can establish that our data fits a normal distribution, there's stuff we know about it. So we know that 68% falls within 1 standard deviation, 95% roughly falls within 2 standard deviations, and that's important because we can do things with that. And remember, when we're talking about a distribution, we're just talking about the picture. We want it to look normal, but there's all kinds of different distributions that your data could be. So we've been talking about a sampling distribution, which leads us to the central limit theorem. And what this is, it's a distribution of a statistic. So it's a distribution of our mean scores from all possible samples that we could draw, which is crazy. Here's an example. If we have 12 students, I could graph 12 raw scores, and that would be a raw score distribution. Or I can sample 6 of them. I can grab those 6 owls and create a mean, put them back, grab another 6 owls, create a mean, put it back, grab these 6 instead, create a mean, maybe it's these 6. There's actually 924 different combinations of 6 students in this one class. So I would have 924 different mean scores that I could graph into a distribution. That would be a sampling distribution. Luckily, we don't have to do that because of the central limit theorem. But the raw score distribution is talking about the sample score, so the 12 scores. The sampling distribution is all possible mean scores, so it's a distribution of the means. Again, we don't have to do this because we have central limit theorem, and what it tells us is that if we have a good enough sample, that the sampling distribution is going to be normal. We apply that with the standard error. So the standard error is telling us how reliable our mean score actually is. And there's our equation for it. But let's talk about what this actually looks like. So if I have a library that has 500,000 books, and some poor librarian had to go through and count how many pages each of those books had, we could do a raw score distribution, and we can do a mean score, and we find out that a mean score of page numbers for the book is 120, and a standard deviation of 50. So here's what I did. Our mean score is 120, 50 up, 50 up, that's standard deviations, 50 below, 50 below. So I now can say, here's my raw score distribution, and I can compare one book to another book and how it falls relative to the other books in this library. And we can talk about things like this book is considerably higher than the other books. It's not falling the way that we would expect because 68% of the books fall between 70 and 170. So if I have a book that is 200, it's pretty up there. If I pull a book and it has 300 pages, then it is considerably larger than the other books in this library. And the same on the opposite end. If I pull a book that happens to have less than 20 pages, that's unusual compared to the other books in this library. So we take the same scenario, but adding standard error. So I just calculated the standard error, so 50 divided by the square root of 100 is 5. And I changed my units because now we're talking about mean scores. So the picture looks the same, but I'm talking about a completely different unit of analysis. So here I have 5 up, 5 down, 5 down. So 68% of the means should fall between 115 and 125. So if I go into this library and I grab 100 books, I would expect the mean page number of those books to fall right in here. If I have a mean page number for 100 books that was 116, I would say, yeah, that's expected. But if I had a mean score that was 136, I'm going to be over here in this tail and say that's not what I expected. And this is leading us to the idea of hypothesis testing. Because we have a distribution that is expected, this is what the statistic that we are doing is expecting. And it is expecting everything to be right here in the middle, that nothing is different. So if our mean score falls in this range, that is going to tell us that there is a high probability that that sample is not different than the population. But if it falls on the tails, that's when we're saying, that's unexpected. So when we're going back to this, we're talking about expected and unexpected language for mean scores for that distribution, leading us to this. So really, it's the exact same shape, which is why this gets so confusing, and we're just changing units. So this normal distribution, we're talking about the shape. We talked about raw scores, so standard deviation scores or z-scores. We talked about the raw scores, and we talked about standard error scores. And the units change, but the shape does not.